Welcome to the news on Niger Delta Television. I am Ebimesia Apa. Thanks for joining us. On the highlights, Bayelsa State Government pledges to preserve and protect wildlife. Popular Nigerian comedy Bright Okosha slams federal government over current hardship. Plus, Ghana confirms first case of Mpox virus. Now the news in details. Bayelsa State Government has pledged its commitment to preserve and protect wildlife and their natural habitats through effective policies and lawmaking. The State Commissioner for Environment, Honorable A.B. Ben Olulu, stated this at a roundtable discussion on the legal framework of the protection of wildlife in Bayelsa State, organized by a non-governmental organization, the Southwest Niger Delta Projects. Correspondent Gift Kalio reports.
Speaking to NDTV News shortly after the roundtable discussion, the Commissioner in the Ministry of Environment, Honorable A.B. Ben Ololo, who expressed joy that stakeholders could meet and deliberate for an environment where wildlife could thrive, said that the recommendations developed will be implemented as law to conserve wildlife in the state.
We just hope that whatever framework that has been developed here will be used to amend some of our existing laws so that we can have a better and more conserved environment due to our existing laws. One thing is to have our laws, and another is to have them working and being implemented. So it's a function of everyone to be involved to play our own different roles.
Earlier in his lecture on wildlife and wilderness area, Professor Henry Imaduabuchi Ijoma explained that wildlife does not live in vacuum, but a totality of both plants, animals, and water. He noted that wildlife suffers a lot due to lack of protection, hence the need for all stakeholders' input to preserve and conserve wildlife before it goes into extinction.
For you to do anything with that species, it requires getting permission from the minister. So these are how they are classified. Okay, we have laws establishing national parks. You see, for the laws establishing national parks, it is taken that within the environment of the nation, it's not only national park, even a game reserve, which is owned by the state, that you don't have any right to enter there, to encroach, to remove anything, or to drop anything. That is the law. In fact, if a mad person is found inside a national park or a game reserve, that mad person is supposed to be arrested till it's confirmed that he's mad.
Revealing the idea behind the roundtable discussion, the Bayelsa State Coordinator of the Southwest Niger Delta Forest Project, Mr. Aniekan Abasi Uwat, said that the concept was born out of the need to awaken the consciousness of all to the unique creatures nature has provided, as well as to attach importance to their continuous existence.
To see that at the end of the day, there will be a law. There will be a bill that will go to the State House of Assembly that will help make sure that all species are protected, especially the endangered.
Also speaking, a legal practitioner in the state, Barrister Tarere Egbegi, said it is important to protect wildlife because of their role in nature, and called for the establishment of effective laws to prevent unwholesome practices against wildlife.
It is important that we have a framework to protect wildlife in Bayelsa State, because where there is no law to guide the people, you find out that the people just behave anyhow and then do things the way they like. But once we have a law in place, it will help to curtail a lot of excesses.
Those that attended the roundtable discussion were drawn from the ministries of tourism, culture, agric, justice, and environment. Gift Kalio, NDTV News.
As the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations (NIPR) celebrates a Diamond Jubilee across the nation, Chairman of Bayelsa State Chapter Dr. Ibiwari Wariowe has said that the Professional Institute is ready to partner and support the prosperity agenda of Bayelsa State government. Ebiwari stated this during the Health Works and Trees Planting event organized by the body in Yenagoa. Correspondent Nelson Agadi was there and now completes the reports.
The Nigeria Institute of Public Relations (NIPR) is a professional body saddled with the responsibility of regulating and supervising practitioners across the nation. Nigeria has just clocked 60 years. To mark the Diamond Jubilee celebration, the state chapter of the Institute joined our counterparts across the nation by embarking on Earls roadwork in the early hours of Friday, which commenced at the Keke Park and terminated at the Peace Park, Ovum, Yenagoa. Thereafter commenced the tree planting section.
Today we are here as members of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations to have our Earls walk and tree planting event. We are going to plant 60 economic trees to mark the 60 years Diamond Jubilee anniversary of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations.
The state chapter of the NIPR, Dr. Ibewari Warowe, said that the institute is ready to partner and support the state government on our shared prosperity agenda.
We are here to partner with the government and the good people of Bayelsa State to succeed. If Bayelsa develops according to the pace this present government is taking it to, then it shows that all of us have succeeded.
Other members of the institute lend their voices to this year's celebration.
Today we just had a health walk, and then the next couple of minutes we'll be having the planting of economic trees.
The beauty of the NIPR as it stands today is that the NIPR as an institution is ready to now enforce the law establishing it. And what are we saying? Anybody that's a quack is liable to be dealt with.
We are coming out like this, to preach the gospel, to let people know that NIPR Bayelsa is alive and has come to stay and will continue to stay.
We want people to be aware of this, that it is of essence that NIPR is projecting the image of the country in a positive and economically valuable situation.
The theme of this Diamond Jubilee celebration is reorientation and economic transformation. The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations has continued to shape in the practice of public relations across the country, just as the motto, professionalism and excellence deplete. Nelson Agadi, NDTV News.
The Honorable Minister for Petroleum, Senator Henneke Nlakobri, has said that Nigeria remains fully committed to the objectives of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, confirming that the nation's oil activities are in conformity with the agreed production limits. Nlakobri stated this when he joined other colleagues for the 56th meeting of the Joint Ministerial Ministering Committee, JMMI, of OPEC, during which they reviewed the conformity and compensation efforts of countries participating in the Declaration of Cooperation. The Honorable Ministers further said the country has continued to ramp up production in line with national interests and doing so within the framework of OPEC's guidelines and national economic policy. The federal government has said that it is targeting 4 million barrels per day of oil production and 10 billion cubic feet of gas production by 2030. Special Advisor to the President on Energy, Olu Vehijan, who made the statement known and available to newsmen in Abuja, said that this would only be achieved through commitment to the reform agenda for oil and gas production by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. Vehijan said that President Bola Tinubu's administration has implemented various reforms to boost Nigeria's oil and gas industry since taking office in May last year. According to him, these reforms aim to attract investments and improve the sector's overall performances. Still to come in the news, the first case of Mpox this year has been confirmed by Ghana's Health Service, although the specific strain of the virus has not yet been identified. Details of this and more after the break. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Niger Delta Television News and Current Affairs Department at the Ernest Ikoli Media Complex, here in Yanagwa, Bayelsa State.
One of NDTV's traditional objectives is to disseminate information with renewed vigor. We build teamwork for accountability, efficiency, and accuracy.
Our community reports, eyewitness accounts, current affairs discussions are detailed and competitive.
As NDTV reporters, undiluted report is our goal. We gather the news and bring it to you just as it is.
Our cameras are poised to get in the story behind the story in an in-depth news report.
Our new digital equipment are top-notch with clearer visuals and audio. NDTV is repositioned to serve you better.
Join us on the news every day at 7 a.m., 12 p.m., and our major bulletin at 7:30 p.m. on Channel 25 UHF. NDTV, crystallizing the vision.
Welcome back from the break. If you're just joining us, this is the news on Niger Delta Television. The news continues on entertainment scene. Nigerian comedian Bright Okosha, popularly known as Basket Mouth, slams federal government over current hardship in the country. For details of this report and others in the world of entertainment, let's join Diabriel Victor.
Nigerian comedian Bright Okosha, popularly known as Basket Mouth, has expressed his dissatisfaction with the condition of Nigeria's economy and its leadership. While speaking in an interview, the comedian conveyed his increasing worry about the escalating inflation and the decline of the naira, which has significantly impacted the daily lives of ordinary Nigerians. He says, and I quote, "There's nothing that can happen, quote me anywhere. Think about it. In 1970, the year I was born, it was 1 naira to $1, and this year it is $1 to 1,600 naira. There was never a time from that to date that the dollar crashed and went back to what it was and stayed there. It has never happened. Think about it." Basket Mouth also slammed the saying "It go better," which Nigerians use to console themselves during hardship. He also suggested that the government could have engineered these economic difficulties to encourage citizens to embrace the concept of japa, a common term for leaving the country in search of better prospects. The Grammy-nominated Afrobeat artist David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, has spoken out in response to the intense backlash he has been getting on social media from his counterpart, Ayodeji Balogun, also known as Wizkid. Instead of going low and responding to the jabs from Wizkid, Davido chose to take the high road by sharing an inspiring post on his Instagram handle. Davido's message emphasizes upliftment, encouraging his fans to remain authentic to themselves and to support one another. In his post, he stated, and I quote, "Stay authentic to your craft, resilient on your journey, and lift others along with you. Be the standout Swift." Fans applaud Davido's response and commended him for ignoring Wizkid on Twitter. And that's it on entertainment news. I am Diabriel Victor.
And now to our foreign scene. The first case of Mpox this year has been confirmed by Ghana's health service, although the specific strain of the virus has not yet been identified. According to health officials, tests are on the way to find out if the clade IB strain has gained global attention because of its quick transmission and the lack of extensive research. The case is a young man showing symptoms of rash, fever, and body aches, and health authorities have identified 25 contacts who are currently being monitored. Ghana had earlier reported Mpox cases in both 2022 and 2023. In August, the World Health Organization recognized Mpox as a global health emergency following an outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo, which affected neighboring countries. 78 people have died after a boat capsized in Lake Kivu in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The governor of the neighboring North Kivu province said at least 58 people have been rescued. The boats, which had come from the town of Moniva in South Kivu province, sank on Thursday morning only 100 meters, 328 feet from its destination at the shore of Goma. An increasing number of people have opted to cross the northern tip of Lake Kivu by boats to reach Goma in overcrowded vessels to avoid land travel in an area prone to fighting between Congolese government forces and M23 rebels. One survivor told Reuters that while he struggled to stay afloat in the lake, others around him were drowning. A Goma resident who lost 3 family members in the incident blamed the war for his loss. And lastly, on our foreign scene, Israeli airstrikes have targeted Hezbollah in Beirut, causing massive explosions near the international airport. The strikes, which occurred on Thursday, targeted Hezbollah stronghold in the capital and caused smoke to be seen over the city on Friday morning. The targets of the strikes were unclear, but U.S. outlets citing Israeli officials reported that the target was Hashem Safieddine, a cousin of Hezbollah's former leader Hassan Nasrallah. Safieddine has been widely regarded as the most likely candidate to replace Nasrallah after his death in an Israeli strike last week. Lebanon's public health ministry said 37 people had been killed in ground and air attacks in the last 24 hours, while 151 others had been wounded. The Lebanese army also said 2 of its soldiers had been killed in the country's south as Israeli forces pressed on with their invasion against Hezbollah. It could be recalled that early this week the Iranian government forces fired over 150 missiles to Israeli city. To end the news, a recap of our major stories. Bayelsa State government has pledged its commitment to preserve and protect wildlife and their natural habitats through effective policies and lawmaking. We also brought you a report that Nigerian comedian Bright Okposha, popularly known as Basket Mouth, slams federal government over current hardship in the country. And finally, the first case of Mpox this year has been confirmed by Ghana's health service, although the specific strain of the virus has not yet been identified. And that's the end of the news. You can follow us on our social media handles on YouTube, NDTV Newsroom at BYS, and on Facebook, NDTV Newsroom. Don't forget to like and share. Thanks for watching.